2020 was a tough year for everybody. I've never seen so much divide in a nation. But to have two twin brothers represent pretty much what was in the fold of that, law and fire, public safety, and then, hospitality within a pandemic, and be the role model, be the choice, be the good that brings unity. That's us, the Burgess Brothers.
Native Sacramento twin brothers, Jonathan and Matthew Burgess, are the two entrepreneurs who founded the Burgess Brothers business. Early on in their business venture, the brothers created their own brand of hot links, a signature barbecue sauce, and a blend of cornbread waffle mix, which they use for one of their creations, the churwaffle.
So the churwaffle came about. That was basically our proprietary cornbread mix, which is our grandmother's recipe, and I always have it that way right here. It was this mix, and we simply made this into mini waffles, dusted them with cinnamon and sugar, and there is your churwaffle.
The two of them are constantly cooking up new ideas with their brand.
We're best known in Sacramento for Burgess Brothers barbecue and burgers, and that's kind of expanded out of the restaurant to catering, food packaging, small products, distribution of products. Now we find ourselves in the world of concessions.
How are you two doing right now, considering this crazy year we've been through?
Considering the year, considering what we've gone through, we're both doing well. Our families are well. We're healthy, which is the most important. We suffered like every other small business owner and someone that lost close loved ones during this pandemic. Everyone's been touched by it. And so for that, our heart goes out to everyone, our communities, our nation, our world that's been affected by this pandemic. And so it's truly a blessing to still be standing. And we would only hope and pray that some of those other companies can come back or be positioned where we are currently.
How was the business going just before, all of us were pretty much blindsided by this pandemic?
And we were at an elevation point, we were moving, right? Going on the up. We had been very successful in Levi Stadium with our churwaffle and chicken concept and bringing in our products, our hot links, our barbecue sauce, the cornbread mix, and having that being utilized throughout the stadium. We had gone into Sutter Health Park previously where they had served our hot links, but they wanted to actually expand that concept as well. And then also our product is in theme parks. We're supplying Universal Studios in Hollywood. So we had all these great things, and we were just, like, okay, we're excited about what was going to happen. And then to have COVID hit, it was disheartening, but the bigger part is that we didn't understand and even coming in professional public service, no one really knew, what this thing was and what it could do as far as just crippling not only economy, but also just families.
COVID hit especially close to home for the Burgess family.
I contracted COVID back in December, around the 17th. It hit me pretty hard. I knew, being the profession that I work in, there was a huge possibility that I could get it or bring it home, which something my family it was a thought in their minds every single day, because again, we're still out in the front lines. Even though you take all the precautions, there's some things you just can't control. It was a trying time. It was, and it wasn't taken lightly.
I know, my twin brother, like probably better than I know myself, it hit him hard. To hear him struggle on the phone to have a conversation with me, I was really concerned. And to some people, until you've experienced that personally, you don't really realize what it is. And that's unfortunate. People shouldn't have to have those experiences to say, well, this is real or because it is.
But not even a pandemic can stop these two brothers.
I did not let that keep us back. And so you can do nothing but continue to persevere, continue to hit adversity head on. As long as you're moving, you're doing okay. I like to tell everybody there's 24 hours in a day, right? There's 24 hours. What you do in those 24 hours are instrumental. It's very instrumental to you, your life, your business, and your legacy.
As much as it's overwhelming or could have been overwhelming, I didn't look at it like that. I don't think Matt did either. Because we both have that true passion and love for what we do in our profession. There's also a passion and love for what we're doing and what we've been able to build outside of the job. And so when you're doing something that you're moved passionately about, it doesn't matter. You find a way and you find the depth, right?
One of those passions is helping others. The brothers shifted their focus to addressing the need for masks.
I'm like, Matt, we've got relationships overseas. Our waffle machine's made overseas. There's a demand for PPE. So it was an easy pivot to say, well, here's where the need is. Let's go that direction.
Their philanthropic endeavors did not stop there. They've donated a percentage of their profits to various charities to help those less fortunate. And they're working closely with other local entrepreneurs who are hit hard by the pandemic.
When you see people that are able to come together to make positive change that impacts the lives of others, that's what I get excited about.
There's a saying that, when you give, you receive more. And so by Matthew and I being in a position, whether it be our professions, whether it be the relationships, but by us being in a position to give or help out, we've seen tenfold come back from the community. And so really at the end of the day, it's about the community. So really, when you look at what the Burgess Brothers are doing, what we want to be remembered for is that, yes, as we climb that ladder and achieve more, we're bringing other entrepreneurs and small businesses, diverse businesses, right, with us.